time! Hello everybody, welcome back to Art Time for All. Today we are going to be inspired by American artist Wayne Thiebaud. Fun fact, this guy lived to be 100 years old. He is usually associated with the pop art movement because he uses everyday objects on his paintings. Looking at his art, we will find cakes, many desserts, lipsticks, and even regular household items like kitchen spices. Now, let's pay close attention to two aspects of his work. Number one, the way he outlines objects on complementary colors. And number two, the colors he uses for shadows. Let's start with the outlines. He uses a trick to outline objects using complementary colors. Let's remember that complementary colors are the colors sitting opposite to each other on the color wheel, for example, green and red. Take a look at these cakes. The edge of the cake has a different color outline. If the object is pink, he outlines with green. If the object is blue, he outlines with orange. Now let's take a look at the shadows. When we observe the shadows, you will find that he uses very light blues instead of dark colors, and this makes his paintings more realistic. Okay, so now we're gonna move on to coloring. We will imagine that the light hits the left side of my cake to make it more three-dimensional. So I am adding white to that side of my drawing to help me make a reflection. Then I am going to start using color. Remember to go around the edge on the shape with your color and then fill in all of the shape. The white highlight will start blending with your color and it will show a little reflection on the cake. I will also be adding yellow on the light side and a little brown on the dark side to make it more 3D. And finally, I'm gonna blend all the colors so you have a smooth layer. Continue to color each area of your project with the same technique. Try to use different colors on each area, blending your light and dark areas to have a smooth finish. You could use 2 or 3 colors on each segment to give it some dimension. Go from light to dark. Each segment starts with a highlight and then color. Finally, you blend the dark area. Remember what we observed about the shadows? You're going to outline the white areas with a light blue to give them a little dimension. You're going to continue filling in all of your shapes, leaving a coat of oil pastel on the paper. You can see me here adding some highlights and some darker areas. On the top of my cake, I will start with a light pink and add a little white all over it to make it look like real frosting. Then, with red, I will add a dark area and blend it all together. Since I used warm colors on the cake, like reds and yellows, I will use the opposite on the plate. I will use some cool colors. In this case, I picked green. And I will be following the same technique. Highlight on the left, shadow on the right. And I'm going to be using a light green on the center of the plate and a darker green on the outside part of the plate. I am using 2 different tones of green so that I can blend them together and have a light area and a dark area. And finally, I give it a top coat to blend on the colors and make a smooth surface. On the next step, I will color the shadows. As you remember, Wayne Thiebaud uses light blue colors for the shadows. So I picked a baby blue to do this shadow under the plate. And I will be blending the edge with a darker shade of blue. Remember that we have a light coming from here, and that is casting a shadow over here. Now I will make my project pop using complementary colors for the outline. Since my cherry is red, I will use green to outline it. Then I will use some light green to outline the light part of the frosting. I colored my cake yellow, and the color wheel shows me that violet is its complementary color. So I will be using violet to outline the layers of my cake. Then I will use a light orange for the light area of my green plate and a dark orange for the dark green area with a touch of red. And just to finish it off, I will outline the blue shadow with some dark orange. If you're working on this video and you want to have a color wheel available, I will put a big color wheel at the end of the video so that you can take a screenshot or pause the video to work. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial and let me know in the comments if you try this project. Ciao! Okay, so here's the color wheel in case you want to take a screenshot. And I will also leave a link to a playlist that has a ton of cakes and cupcakes that you can draw in case you need some inspiration. Ciao!